Hey guys, what's up? Just back with another video. So I was going to share my screen for this one because I wanted to show you the recent Abacus data polls that just came out. But I'm sure you can notice this in my last video. The screen was really laggy and it was kind of acting a bit weird. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be sharing my screen for this, but I do just want to have a look and go through a little bit of these polling numbers that I just found from Abacus. So first of all, what I want to say is this is not good news for the Liberals or the NDPs. Right now, Pierre Poilievre is getting 43% of the polls. He was getting 41, then he went down a little bit a few weeks ago. Now he's back up to 43%. Liberals down a point, 24%. The NDP down 2 points, down to 18%. Both parties are losing votes to the Conservatives, and it's going to continue to happen. I talk about this a lot, but it's still funny to me how we got here. You still have 18% for the NDP and 24% for the Liberals. That's still too much, right? I mean, 42% of the actual total vote is going to one of those commie wannabe or socialist wannabe parties. I'm hoping the number comes down. I'm not confident that it will. I do think we're going to hover. Pierre Poilievre is going to hover around 40-45% of the vote and eventually win a landslide majority election. But that being said, every time I see the Liberals still in the 20%, I just can't help but laugh. But either way, people are going to vote the way they want. Can't really do anything about that. And then we just want to go down here, and there's committed vote intention by province and region. So I just want to also go over this really quickly. I know it's a bit annoying that you can't see the screen, but I'm sorry about that. I'll get that issue fixed up for sure very soon. Now, BC, usually very supportive of the NDP party. 46% Conservative, 20% Liberal, 24% NDP. The Alberta, 60% Conservative, 22% NDP, and 12% for the Liberals. So out west, the Liberals are doing horrible. Where they come back a little bit, and Saskatchewan and Manitoba, 56% Conservative, 25% NDP, 13% Liberal. So out west, the Liberals are just getting killed. I mean, they're getting massacred out west big time. It's not even close. They make a little bit of a comeback in Ontario, Quebec, and Atlantic Canada, but even then, in Quebec, the Liberals are in third. Barely, though. It's 25% for the Liberals, 26% for the Conservatives, and 34% for the Bloc Québécois. In Ontario, though, the most important province in every election, 42% Conservative, 28% Ontario, and 20% NDP, so they're not even close in Ontario. I mean, they're just getting hammered here. And then lastly, Atlantic Canada, 33% Liberal, 51% for the Conservatives, and 13% for the NDP. So, I mean, they're doing the best in Atlantic Canada, but they're still down by almost 20 points. And you can see here too where things were in October of 2021. Liberals were at 39%. Conservatives were only at 29%. And now it's 43 to 24. So it's completely reversed here. And it just shows Canadians are really sick and tired of these woke policies, all these extra taxes and inflation and the renting crisis and the crime, and it's just he's got no solutions. He keeps saying, I'm going to roll up my sleeves. You've been in there for a better part of a decade, you moron, and you haven't done anything but make Canada worse. And then he goes on the other day, Pierre Poilievre wants to make Canada great again, and Canadians don't want that. Really? Really stupid. Canadians don't want Canada great. And you can see how he's trying to just use this MAGA Republican kind of language to try to convince people that Pierre Poilievre is somehow like Donald Trump. I'd love to hear in the comment section you make an honest comparison and tell me how he's the same as Donald Trump. I get there are similarities a little bit. Both conservative, they both go on the attack, but Trump is way over the top. That's not a fair comparison for Pierre Poilievre. He handles himself in a much more professional way. Other than that, go ahead and go through the Republican MAGA party, or the MAGA part of the Republican Party. Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Vivek. Which one of those people are like any of the conservatives? Are you trying to convince Canadians that lowering these ridiculous taxes and lowering crime and building affordable houses is a bad thing? Restoring the middle class? Oh, Canadians don't want that. That's why you're losing the middle class, you idiot. Yeah, rich people, yeah, sure, they don't have any problems, or they don't have as many problems. So, yeah, they can vote for you and they can just pay these extra taxes. It doesn't bother them so much, especially because a lot of these rich people get tax breaks in other ways anyway, so it doesn't affect them. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. And the other thing, too, I wanted to talk about quickly is the federal vote intention by age. So my age group, 30 to 44, 45% to 19% for the Conservatives over the Liberals. Getting hammered. 45 to 59, it's 50% to 21%. And here's the biggest shock. 60 and over is, 41% to 30%. That's pretty on par. Liberals are behind. They usually are in that demographic. But the most shocking part of this is from 18-year-olds to 29-year-olds. Usually very liberal NDP. Conservatives, 34%. That is a major swing from what usually happens. Now, the NDP still has 25%. They're actually beating the Liberals. Barely, but they are beating the Liberals in that age group. It's by a significant margin that the NDPs get the most votes from that age group. Because young people are stupid, we all know that. Kidding, not really, but yeah, I mean, of course young people are going to vote for the NDPs. They don't know enough. They don't have as much life experience usually. But either way, I mean, you see like just the NDPs and Liberals are getting hammered in most demographics. Most of the demographics. It is looking very, very grim for those two parties, and it's looking very, very good for the Conservatives, and hopefully for the better of Canada, to make Canada prosperous again. Let's just say that. Hopefully, Pierre Poilievre continues this trend and just kicks Trudeau's ass and Singh's ass in the next election.